Have you ever wondered what activities are available for autistic youth? Our guest today has a 20-year-old son with autism. Katia shares her journey of learning to parent a child with autism and how she made decisions throughout her son's childhood, starting with a disagreement with the doctor about a diagnosis and her son's need for early intervention. Today, her son is a happy young adult who is involved in several different types of activities.
All I love, all I worship and adore.
I'm Tonya Wallum, and I'm the host of the Water Prairie Chronicles, a podcast where we encourage parents of children with disabilities by interviewing people who understand the questions special needs parents may have. Connect with us on Instagram at water.prairie. Now let's hear the rest of Katia's story. Hey, so everyone, welcome back to the Water Prairie Chronicles. We're glad that you joined us today. We have a special guest with us today, and her name is Katia Germano. Welcome to the Water Prairie Chronicles, Katia.
Well, thank you so much, Tonya. I am really happy to be here. My name is Katia Germano. I am mom of Derek and Brian Germano. My two sons, Brian is 22, Derek is 20, and we are really happy to share our story. Actually, Derek has autism, and Brian is a super brother for him and helps me a lot. And we are, very happy to be here, and as much as I can share my story, and I think that everything is gonna be so bright for us to know about the stories of all their families too.
So I want to just start, let's go back to the beginning with Derek. Can you describe him as a baby?
Derek as a baby, it was so cute. I just really saw him doing all the milestones that he's supposed to do. And because I had Brian first, and then I saw it, Derek's doing everything. But one thing called me my attention, that he was doing this with his hands a lot. And I said, this is, well, maybe he likes to do this, but something that it caught my attention because all the time he was doing this as a baby, and he was looking at us, he was babbling, and he looked at a normal baby, and he was.
How old was he when you started noticing him doing that with his hands?
I always saw this. As a mom, when he came to me and I started to see some signs. He was 4 months, 6 months, but he was doing, as I told you, all the milestones like any other baby.
Right. So he's responding to your voice. He's opening his eyes and following. Yeah, all the things.
Yes, and he was looking at me, and eye contact. It was nice.
And I'm thinking, 4 months, you probably had the same type of situation where you're noticing something, but did you go to a doctor? Who did you ask about this?
Yes, the thing is, I am psychology and education, and I always study a little bit, about autism and other disabilities. And for me, Derek, when you have your baby, you are more open to see what's going on because you are close to. Right. And I understand that children that has any disability, when you have a son or a daughter or any, it's yours, and that something is there. Moms knows that something is there. The doctors, moms don't, and doctors don't know. And I observe, and then I started to observe Derek more and more and more. But he always, show me just this sign, not any other sign. And then and then he started when he was 1. I started to really see some signs because he was, not looking at my eyes like before, but still was looking in my eyes. He was babbling. He was very curious. He was very curious with everything, but he started to, put the things in order, like the little cars in order,
Right.
the the videos, and I said,
Yep.
yeah. So I saw something there.
Right. So had you asked the doctor about it yet at this point?
Yeah, at this point, I wait until he was 1 and 6 months,
Okay.
because I didn't want, sometimes you don't want to believe that is something is wrong, and because everything was so within the normal behavior, that I said,
Right.
I think that is, he's okay. But after that, I said, something is not right. When he was 1 year and 8 months, I went for a checkup, and I asked the doctor. I said, "Listen, I think that I see those behaviors, but no," and started to talk to him, and he said, "Oh no," and I looked at him and I said, "Listen, I think that my son has autism." And he said to me, "Oh no, it's too early to say something. No, I don't believe that. He'll get it." And I said, "Listen, you are with him 5 minutes. I am with him 24 hours a day, and I see it as something is not right. Let's give him 6 months more."
Okay.
And I said, "Oh no. Okay, 6 months more." And then I have to wait. I have to wait. And then when the 6 months came, I just called and I said, "Listen, I don't want to wait anymore. I want my referral for speech, for OT, for physical, for whatever I have to do it now." Because I knew that if I started to do the intervention early, he will be better in the future.
Well,
And
and think about how much you knew already. So you knew that he needed all those things. You had another son, so you knew what to expect. It wasn't your first child with no misunderstandings that maybe he's just not old enough yet. And you still had to fight for this to get someone to give those referrals. And this is where it gets so frustrating, is to hear the stories of how many parents have to go through this, and they don't even know what questions to be asking. So some of ours that are listening to us right now, they may have that 12-month-old or 18-month-old or even 24-month-old, and what I want them to hear is what you've gone through, so that they know what questions that they can ask if they're starting to question this. The best case is they ask the question, they do the testing, and they find out that it's maybe just a little bit of a speech delay or something that just needs a little bit of therapy. But if it is an autism diagnosis that they get, this gives them a head start of getting that early intervention sooner.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you are absolutely right.
So at 2 years, you finally got the referrals, is that correct?
Yes, I finally got the referrals, and they said, when I called, they said, "No, you have to make an appointment." And I said, "I don't want to make an appointment. I want my referrals." And you know what? If you don't fight for your rights, you don't get it. So, and I got it, the referrals, and then I started with the speech, with OT, but by that time he was 2, almost 3. Because it takes time from 1 year and 8 months until 6 months more, 2 years. Anyway, finally I got it, and I started with the speech and OT. And in Florida we have a very good program for the kids that they are diagnosed with autism or other disabilities. Very soon he started at school with 3 years old. They call place. In that time they call place. And then he went right away to school. Then he started at one school, but I I think that is, I was never happy with any school. So today he's going to the 10th school because,
10?
because I always 10. Because I think, I am always looking for something better. And then I didn't want to put him in this school because so many things happens through through those years. But I always look for something better for him, and it wasn't so good here. No, let's go to another school. Let's go to another school, and and today because he's graduated, so I don't have any options because he went
Right.
through all of them.
Right. He finished
And
them.
then, yes, and then I found this little flower of hope. There is a little school that they are really awesome and do a great job, and so he likes to go there. And then we are there now, but through all his life, he changed a lot. I think that
Yeah.
because I knew what I want for him, and and I wasn't happy. If I wasn't happy, you had to change. And
Right.
he doesn't really care because Derek is really easygoing. So he always, okay, let's go to another school.
Right. Right.
He knew that. So,
Well, so
but that's,
so he was at 10 different schools. Were they all public schools? Were some of them private schools?
no, private schools. In the beginning was public schools, but here in Florida
Okay.
we have they call the Mackay scholarship. So if you are not happy with the public schools, you can go to private schools and apply them to have the Mackay scholarship, and they send it to you. Of course, you have to go through an evaluation, and they will see how much money you can receive to go to a public school, to a private school. Sorry, and
Right.
then if you go to a private school, maybe the scholarship that you have can cover everything. Sometimes they don't cover because it happens once with us, and we have to complement everything that it was missing there. But basically Mackay scholarship, and now it's changed for Gardner, is the scholarship that we have to go to a private school if you are
Okay.
not happy with the public school.
So if anyone's listening from Florida, is this something that is open to anyone specifically with autism or with other disabilities as well?
That live no, yes, for all the disabilities, and then you have to, of course, is a Florida resident to apply.
Right. And-
Yeah, but
yeah,
it's a step up for kids in Florida, and you see step up for kids, and you see all the information. Yes.
okay. So if you're listening to this, we'll put it in the show notes. If you're watching on the video, we'll put it in the description so that you can click on the link.
Listen, just to make to clarify, Derek he's verbal. He talks a lot with himself, but he doesn't talk to us until
Okay.
I think he sings whole songs. He's a singer, and he's always sings, but he doesn't talk. If I ask him something, I have to listen, look at me in my eyes, hear, listen, how was the school today? And he says, tudo bem, mamãe. He speaks Portuguese too, so he's
Oh, okay.
he responds. But because I taught him how to respond the questions that that he answers, but he never. But this changes because we change so much the schools. He always happy to go in a new environment. He always happy
Right.
to go. I was the one that wasn't happy with it. Okay, let's change. So yeah. So, but he was, he always good.
Did in each of the different schools, did he bond with any other students? Did he make friends while he was in the schools?
No, never. But now, never he had any friends or something like that. And I was thinking about this another day. We are talking about he never went to invited to a birthday party.
Right.
Never, because they don't bound. They really don't. And now that he is in this school that is just 10 students, is very small, but there is a girl there that she loves Derek, and she's always taking his attention and talk to him and push him. It's unbelievable, because last night I was talking to him. He doesn't respond to me, but I talk to him and I ask him, and sometimes of course, he responds sometimes that when he wants. And last night I was talking about the school. Oh, Derek, you are going to little school. And I say, and who is your best friend there? And he said, Stephanie. And I was I was
That's
so
great.
yes, that's great. But it's good
Right.
because now she's there. I think that for a reason, to help Derek, and that's why I think that is now he's happy to be there.
So well, I'm glad he has a friend there, because that's important that he
Yeah.
goes through that phase of being able to make a friend and to have that connection with someone.
Yes, this is really nice because actually Brian is of course, his best friend forever. Right. It's so good to have somebody that can push your child that is not, relatives. It's
Yes.
better because it's not because your brother is there, your mom is there.
Looking ahead now, so Derek has graduated from high school, but he's going
Yes.
to, is this like a community school he's going to? What is the school he's going to now?
Yeah, it's a little school when they have the opportunity to see if they will work in some public places.
Okay.
But I really don't see for now Derek doing something like this. But they have a strong academic, and this is for me. It's more important than because I think that he's too young. Actually, he's 20, but he's not too young. But for me, it is. But
Right,
for
right.
him to have the routine to wake up in the morning, go to school, have the academics, and they go in. For example, last week we went because I went to. I go everywhere with it, and we went to the library, and it's a place that he can have the routine from a
Right.
school, the structure, the time that they do. And we got there in the morning, they watch the news from the day, and then they
Okay.
talk about it.
Oh, good.
He doesn't answer if I don't push him. I use, but he has a RBT with him all the time,
What is
and
RBT?
he is a behavior therapist
Okay.
with him all the time. It's a ABA therapist, and she is pushing him to answer the questions. Listen, look, you have to answer. So, and he answers, but he needs
Okay.
a lot of push. So yes, he needs a lot of push.
So he's not voluntarily speaking, but is he understanding what he's hearing?
Everything, and he's
Good.
bilingual. Actually,
Wait,
trilingual.
because you were saying.
Yeah, because he sings in so many languages. Because he's a good, I think that is a good listener, and everything in his mind. So when sometimes he sings, and I say, "What is he singing?" And he is in Japanese or Italian
Wow.
or French.
Wow.
Yes, I said, "What is he saying?" Yes, unbelievable, because he watches videos in Spanish, in French, in. When I said, what is he watching it? And it's Japanese. And he repeats everything. So that's why I think that he's polylanguages. I, you know, I think that he understands because he, for example, in one video that he watched this, they write, for example, Portuguese. So it's the same scene that they repeat in all the languages. So he understands because he knows in Portuguese, he knows in English, and then comes Spanish, French, Japanese, Italian, German, and so I am pretty sure that he understands.
What I'm learning is so many of our nonverbal autistic children, they understand so much and they want to say so much,
Oh, yeah.
but they don't have the verbal skills.
They don't.
So I didn't know if he was in that category.
He understands, but he sometimes he used those some words that comes from the situations that he watched in the video. And for example, if somebody is in front of him, and he used to watch this in video, like "Get out of my way," for example. He
Okay.
he got this from a video, and then he put
Right.
in the real life, and it
Right.
works. And it works. So he understands. That's why I say he understands how to get those situations that he watched in the video.
Thinking about parents who have very young children, they're just starting to question if they're seeing something or not. Back when Derek was 18 months old, when you were starting to see it, but the doctor wasn't really working with you yet. Do you have any tips for those parents of what they should be doing to get attention, or how they can know should they ask the doctor or not?
Well, the first thing that I see is that many parents, when they realize that something is wrong, they say, "Oh my God, what I'm doing?" And of course, you are worried, but please don't do it. Treat your child like a normal child, even if because if you say that, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," it's not helping in anything. Just do whatever you have to do like a normal child, and then you start to talk to the doctors that you see everything. If you see everything that you're not getting it, why is doing that, why is happening, just go to the doctor and ask the doctor. Because if you just, "Oh, it's nothing, 6 months more," and you waste the child's time, and this is precious for you to have as much as you can the early intervention to get better in the future.
Yeah.
That's why my advice: if you see something that is not right for you, just go forward. Don't waste the children, because the time passed so fast, and once you were, "Oh my God, it's happening, something is not right." So if you see something, right away go, don't worry, and go to the listen. We have today Dr. Google.
Yes. But you can't
Just
always
go
trust
to
Dr. Google.
Yes, no, you're not. But today we have Dr. Google. If you see something, go ahead and see it and search, because if something is not right for you, you have to figure it out right away to help your child in the future, to have a better future.
What are some of the activities that Derek enjoys doing today?
This is Derek. He's holding a lizard. It was so funny because this lizard belongs to Stephanie. This is the school that Derek goes today.
Okay.
So when she came with the lizard to school, Derek was there. All of a sudden, Derek looked at, and she was close to him. And then he looked at her and he said, "Reptile." I said, oh my God. But yeah, Derek does those things that I said, oh my God, heptile. So he wants to grab it. And then she put in his hand and I took a picture and he was very happy. Look at him. He was happy to have the lizard in his hand. And see, if you see the screen that is on computer, the Frank Sinatra, he sings whole songs. He loves Frank Sinatra and Elvis Presley. He sings whole songs. And we go to karaoke and he grabs the microphone and he just is wonderful.
Wow.
He doesn't talk to us, but he sings whole songs. This picture is from Brazil. We used to go every summer to Brazil. Over there, we go to a country club that has, tennis classes, ballroom dance, everything.
Wow.
So he goes to tennis class and he does great. Of course, he's not that, awesome player that goes everywhere. No, in his own pace, and he has so much fun. This is ballroom dancing, and it's in the same club that we go, this country club. There's ballroom dance and tennis classes. So I am dancing with him. He loves to dance too. Here is Derek singing in the karaoke, and it's so funny because their headphones, because it's too noisy. And then when they prepare and then he goes, everybody just, look and say, he won't sing. When he starts to sing, everybody stops talking and look at him. And when he finishes, hey. We have a vocal group, and then this picture we were rehearsing to sing at the Mass on Sunday for the Father's Day, and we have the Mass, and then we have this vocal group that sing, and he learns. If he sings, he sings. He likes to sing. Derek loves to play drums, and he plays drums. And he used to play drums with band before the pandemic, but he still plays his drums. When he was very little, Brian plays with him, and he has such a good rhythm. And when he was little, I started to see that he grabbed the sticks, some sticks and do. And then I said, okay, so I bought a little set of drum, too little. Now I have the big drums. He used to have private lessons, and sometimes, he used to play with the band. Derek loves to skate. So we go at this hockey rink, and he says, hockey game. And then we go there, and then he has so much fun. So he likes it. And this is a graduation day. Yeah. We were very, very happy because at the time of the graduation, he made a speech. He can read, so he reads everything. And we prepare him to make his speech, and 5-minute speech. Derek was awesome, and Brian was with him at the stage. Everybody was standing up in ovation for him. He was really enjoying to make this speech, and it was like 20 students, and just him make this speech. And then when he got the diploma, Brian, he was so happy for Derek. Here in Florida, we have so many non-profit organizations. They have such a good programs, and one of them is Dive Heart, and Derek goes and scuba dive. This is one of the pictures. Actually, tomorrow we have scuba diving there. Once a month we go and scuba dive. They are preparing the kids to go to the sea. You need to be very, very good to go to the sea, but at the pool is easier, and they are really awesome. All of them, the people that are there, so nice. And Derek goes into the water with at least 3 people with him.
And you said it's called Dive Heart?
Dive Heart Foundation.
Okay. We'll have to see if we can link those as well.
This is Derek. He's a pilot. He really have this chance to go once a year. We have this another nonprofit organization called Challenge Air, and then we go and we have kids that have disability has the chance to actually fly the airplane, of course, besides the pilot.
But yes.
Yes, beside the pilot. And Derek was really enjoying. Every year we go to this event, and we have 2 nonprofit organizations that does this these panoramic flights, and they have the chance that actually fly the airplane. One is Challenge Air, and the other one is Vital Flight.
Wow. You have some great resources for people who live in Florida to be able to plug into.
Yes.
So if parents have any questions for you that they want to ask, do you have an Instagram account or that we can give them?
No, you can find me on Facebook, Katia Germano.
Okay.
I have my Facebook page. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that comes from anybody. I'm here in Florida. I have a lot of things, good things that I can share with the people that live over here, and sometimes they don't know all the resources that I have, and so many. There is a special organization called Friendship Circle. They are awesome. They welcome everybody. So I will be more than happy to help anybody that can know more about it.
So in the description for the video and in the show notes, everyone, we'll put her Facebook contact there so that if you want to ask her a question, you can. And you can always send an email to Water Prairie, and we'll forward that to her as well. We have a part of all of our interviews that we have to do that I haven't done yet, and it's called our speed round. And in the speed round, I ask 10 quick questions, and they have nothing to do with the interview at all. They're just questions about what you like, what you don't like. And the first 3 are open questions where you'll answer whatever you want to. And then the next 7 are either or. I'll give you 2 words or 2 phrases, and you'll choose one or the other. Or you can say both or neither. So there really isn't a wrong answer.
Okay.
So are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so the first question is, what's your favorite color?
Red.
Red. And what's the last book that you read?
Oh, yesterday I read the Freddie's email from God. Freddie's received an email from God. Yeah, it's a book for children, but I read with Derek yesterday.
And what is your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
All right, so the next ones are either or. So cake or ice cream?
Ice cream.
Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Ocean or mountains?
Ocean.
Winter or summer?
Summer. Summer. Always summer.
Watch a movie or read a book?
Watch a movie.
Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings, yes.
Okay. And Twitter or Instagram?
Neither one.
Neither. I was going to say you don't have them, right?
Because I don't have them, and I don't have neither one.
Katia, thank you for spending some time with us today. I really appreciate you sharing your story with our listeners, and I know there are those that are listening who are going to get a lot out of your story and being able to make better decisions for their children. So thank you.
Thank you, Tanya. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here to share my story. It was really nice to spend some time with you. And for all of them, just never give up on your children.
This podcast is made possible by support from our listeners. We want to give a shout out to our superfan, Praveen S. If you want to help offset the cost of producing the Water Prairie Chronicles, become a supporter at buymeacoffee.com/waterprairie.
Leave a review about the podcast to make it easier for others to find it. And thanks for your support. You've been listening to the Water Prairie Chronicles. Any resources mentioned during this episode will be posted in the description. If you're interested in joining us as a guest, contact us through the links in the description below. Be sure to subscribe and share it with your friends. We appreciate your support as we build this resource. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week for a new episode.